Today, we're going to start Gunsmith. It's still early access, pre-alpha phase 2 as it says there, but I have to say I am in love with this game. So, we're going to start off with, let's look. We can start with the Road to Riches, which is our only goal is money. Then we can do building a name, which allows us to focus on getting our reputation up. Iron Age. Rise to the skies. You aren't satisfied with minor success? You must invest everything and reach success that no one reached before. Alright, I kind of like this one. This one is like everything. But, business simulator, we're going to focus on just the business. So, we're going to go with the Road to Riches, wealth of $100 million. We could do easy, start with 200,000. Normal, you start with 125. Hard, you start with 50. And then Gunsmith, you start with 25,000 and you can't pause. I'm not going to do that, largely because a lot of what we do is going to happen in the pause. It's important to strategize, and I think if you play this game enough and you have a strategy going in, you won't need to pause, and Gunsmith might work out. But I don't want to be trying to do this and come up with that plan at the same time. It would make for a very interesting video, and we would probably go bankrupt. So what we're going to do is we're going to do normal, and we're going to go with the Road to Riches. Alright. I don't really think it matters what country you start in for your wealth. I am going to start in the US though, because that is where I think it's one of the richest countries. So another option is China, but I haven't played in China much, so we're going to go US.
Good morning. It's me, Vienna. I know this has taken longer than expected, but I'm happy to tell you that we've started to conclude your father's estate. I've sent you the keys for a small factory that you've inherited. Use the front door with the padlock. Unfortunately, there's not a lot left. Much of it was reclaimed by creditors after he passed away.
Okay. So, welcome to the factory. This is the heart of your business. Let's get started. It's just gonna be your introduction here. We gotta go through all this. And I have edge movement off, so that's why that's not working. And
Before we can build our first line, we want to know what we need. All production layouts are detailed in the cookbook.
alright, so the cookbook is going to be up here. Our first item is going to be camo glove. That's the one that you start with, what everybody starts with.
Inside this panel, we can find the exact layout of the production line that manufactures camo gloves. Most of it is on the factory floor, but we will need a few more things.
Alright, so if you look here, you'll see the line layout, and they're going to lay out basically what it looks like here. So here we're going to have a dispenser for the fabric sheets. That's going to feed into this cutter where you're going to create fabric gloves. And over here, we need a dispenser for the plastic blocks, which will feed into this heater, and that will feed into this plastic former, which will become a plastic fitting, and then both lines feed into this mixer. The mixer will combine the two into camo gloves, which then feed into the sewing machine, and then they come out here. So as you can see, the line is kind of messed up, so we're gonna... Actually, that one was... Yeah, it's probably fine where it was. Yep. So we'll do... just move these around. Yeah. I've seen some people put it over here, and it kind of works. I like to put it right in the middle because that's what it expects. And then it all flows into the boxer here and comes out on your end of the line. Alright, so we'll fly.
Open the resource panel and let's have a look at your current. Here you can see what you have available in stock, from resources to intermediate items to finished products ready to be sold.
As you can see, we have fabric sheets and plastic blocks because that's what everybody starts with. And you can see here all these red lights. That means the machines are off. Yeah, let's just fly right through this.
As you can see, you don't really have enough to get started. In the market, you can buy or sell raw. Let's start by buying 100 units of fabric and plastic blocks.
Yeah, I'm just going to close that. I don't need the tutorial. Alright. So, we'll start with 100. And here, we can automate. We need a marketing manager before we can do that, but we will quickly get there. Alright, so as you can see, our line is put together. That's going to be the very first thing that we do. Now we're going to need to hire somebody to run the line. We do that up here. Camo glove line. Add a station. I'm going to put them over here. Start my little group. Alright, then we need to hire somebody. Now there's somebody that works for us. And we can add each of these machines. So now every machine needs to be on a line so that it can be managed. And once that's done, actually we're going to hold off before we start that and just go through each. So the sewing machine and the heater do the same thing no matter what. This will always add a +1 to your sewing level of that item, and this will always add a +1 to your heat level. Now if you put these in tandem, you end up with heat level 1, heat level 2, etc, etc, etc. What we need to do now for these is we need to tell it what to output. And so starting at the end here, we want to output camo gloves. That tells us we need fabric gloves and a plastic fitting. So our output here with the former is going to be a plastic fitting. That means we need a plastic block with a heat level of 1. As you can see here, we're going to get that heat level there. And so here, we're going to submit our plastic blocks out. And here, we're going to need the fabric glove. And we need a fabric sheet. So, there we go. Now, our line is ready. If we come back over here to our dude, power on. Block comes out, turns into little pieces, and gloves come out. And glove come out here. Goes through the sewing machine. Comes in here as a camo glove. We can see this going up. Workers are excited. Because we're getting stuff done. We have an active little thing going here. Alright. And that is our first box. Ready to go. Now when they come to the end of the line, the boxes come and get stacked up here. This is, each box contains 20 of an item. And we can sell those items here. So these people want way too much. This guy wants 300 camo gloves. And only camo gloves. This one wants 300. But it's where you start is important. We started in the US, and so you can see here and here, here, and here, these are licenses, right? What is the restrictions on the license is your reputation. So we need a reputation of 200 with the US government to get the license to create bullets legally. I mean, you can still do it without the license, but it's illegal at that point. So I've never actually done it without the license, so I don't know if that will cause raids or bad stuff to happen, but we're not going to risk it. So what we'll do is we'll find people with the US government, like the CIA, and we'll take their jobs. As much as I want to sell to everybody right now, the licenses are important. Alright, SEAL Team 6. CIA. US Police Forces. And we can even fulfill that one. So we will do that, and boom, made our first sale. And as you can see, they disappear. So that's it, really. That is the entire game in a nutshell. It's create products, sell products. Very basic. There's a lot more going on but beyond that, but that's the core. So there's this AIT. I don't remember what it stands for. Let's look him up. Young up-and-coming arms dealer. So even though it says he's from the United States, I don't believe he counts towards your reputation in the US because he's not a government agency. And so we can see here the US government is CIA, US Police Forces, and SEAL Team 6. And for that purpose, I want to sell to these people, right? Because as you sell to them, your reputation goes up and you're going to grow. Alright. Today, an intimidating fella came to the factory. He was escorted by 2 heavy bodyguards, probably armed. They wanted high-quality military gear. They did not care about licenses, legal matters, or any of the sort. They only want quality products, and they are willing to pay as much as needed. No questions asked. They brought an offering as a sign of good intentions. Alright, so he's from Germany. Danny is the secretive type. Danny has neither been heard from nor seen since joining the Special Forces. The dedication shown to his lifestyle is truly remarkable and clearly pays great dividends as he is extremely successful at what he does. All that is known of Danny these days is merely a rumor spread amongst his old friends that he enjoys nothing more than his own company, apart from his 2 bodyguards, and that he always pays his debt. So we can accept his gift, which it doesn't actually say what the gift is, but I believe it's money. And I'm going to, just because we need money. It's super early in the game. We're going to need the money. Oh, right there. Money is 8,000 and you get 20 reputation with him. And yeah, we're going to do that. And so, if you come down here, I believe he's under unknown. No? Maybe it is. Yeah, he's with the German government, so he's with FIS. So, we now have 20 reputation with them, which is great. I mean, that'll come in handy down the road. One more box and we can sell more. Boom, sold. Alright, so we're making money. You know, it's quick, it's easy. But, I mean, we're not in the glove making business. We're in gunsmithing business, right? So we got to get there. First, we need to start research. So we're going to turn our research point percentage up. I'm only going to do 1% just because it's super early and we need cash. And what that will do is every day, which is a full cycle of this clock here, it will give us research points. 33 at the moment. And that's, I believe, based on what we sell that day. And so we're just going to wait that one out. But while we wait, there's more people that we can hire. If we come up under staff management, right? We can come up here and hire. We have marketing managers, mechanics, and orders manager. We want the orders manager, and we want to recruit. And the market manager want to recruit. We need these people. And I believe, do we need to create a station for them? Right, down here. In the build menu, under staff, we have tool station for our mechanics, market station for the market manager, and the sales station is for the order manager. I'm going to give our people right there. Now, what this allows us to do is we can take under orders. Now we can have automation, right? And so, first things first, we never want to have an active order that can be fulfilled that isn't. So we're going to, boom, done. And we can just name this, I don't know if that's how that's spelled. I don't care. If it's fulfillable, it gets fulfilled. Done. It's that simple. Now we can go fancier with this. We can add other conditions. So you can do total order value, total quantity ordered, ordering organization, reputation. If we say, U.S. government is equal to 0, then we'll only fulfill this order if our reputation is equal to 0. It's fine. What I tend to do is I'll have can be fulfilled, and then ordering organization is U.S. government and all the allied and affiliates, and I'll save that. Right? And we'll just move this one to the bottom. They really should make it so that you can reorganize in this screen, but you can't. Again, it's early access. So, I believe how it works now is it will start from the top and work its way down. So if there is a fulfillable order for a U.S. organization, then it will be fulfilled, and then it will fulfill anybody else, right? And that way, if there are two identical orders, one for the US and one for, say, China, the US is going to get fulfilled first, and that will help us maintain our reputation. But here's the real one on this side. Available orders. Now, what that does is these are our active orders, and that's the one that we were just working on. Is like, once that's active and this order becomes fulfillable, we will. On the available order side, we see like we can fulfill this one, but we haven't picked it up yet because it's, we don't have any automation. I would have to come in, click it, and do that. But we can do this, right? We have all the same choices, and what I like to do is I want ordering organization, U.S. government, all allied. And then the item quantity ordered. And then it lets us choose what item. And the only thing that we're selling right now is camo gloves, right? And I just want greater than 0. And this is the important bit right here. Listed items exclusively. Ooh. So apparently Mr. Werner wants 500 camo gloves. So we're going to accept that because, you know, we can fulfill that for him. Alright. But here, listed items exclusively means that only the items in this list will be considered for this automation. And that means, like, let's go back to that list here. So with these available orders, how there's the NATO bullets here and the Kevlar armor, even though there's camo gloves, these will not be fulfilled, or they won't be accepted because they have more than camo gloves available, right? And we can't make those yet. We don't have the recipes for them. So we don't want to accept the job and then not be able to fulfill it. And so we're gonna do that, and then what we'll do, that'll be the first job, the first rule. Basically, all U.S. glove orders. Then, after that, we'll say, well, if we can fulfill the order, then we'll accept it and we'll automatically fulfill it. Any fulfillable. And then we can turn that on. Now, we can watch as that number goes down. And this is about to go. Boom! Sold. And actually, what we're going to do right now is we're going to turn this off. We're just going to let it build up to 500. I don't think we actually have enough storage for 500. Ooh, what is this? Power's off. Why is our power off? I believe our power's off because we ran out of power. What do you think? Probably when we purchased the stand. So, what we'll do, come back over here, turn it yeah, we do not have enough utility capacity. So we need to buy more electricity. I like to just line them up over here. Ooh, 2,000 a piece. Do that. Each one of those adds 100 to our power, which means that we still don't do it. Okay, no, we're good. We'll just hit play. Alright, everything is back up and running. Alright, now we're out of plastic blocks and we're out of fabric sheets. So, hit pause on this. If we come up to market, we have our automation rules here. We'll go in to buying. I don't sell to the market. Alright, for fabric sheets, we're going to say if the item quantity is equal to 0, then I'm going to buy 300. That's anytime we hit 0. If the item quantity is less than 100 and the item price is less than, I believe it's 2, then we're going to buy 300. And actually up here, I didn't want 300, I wanted 100. This will keep us going, but we won't drop a lot of money on it. Let me swap over here. The fabric sheet buy price, you see your average buy price is $2, right? If the buy price is... This is where I'm getting this rule from. I know the average, so if the item price is less than the average of 2, then I want to buy 300 of those because I'm buying at a discount, right? And so I'm going to duplicate these rules for plastic blocks. And turn that on. As we can see, it will go up. And it should have... Oh, we're paused, aren't we? Yep. We can drop the speed too. I like it at a lower interval for the short term. Alright, look at that. We're at 100. We went to 100 because we're at the average, not below the average. And as you can see, I wanted specifically less than, right? So that's good there. Alrighty. Let's look at our research. We have 90 research points. Now, let me see. I'm going to go after recycle bin. Hear me out. Recycle bin is an extremely useful component to have because it allows you basically to remove all lines. Maybe not all of them, but for the vast majority of them, you won't need these belts all around your property. And think about this. When you end up with these belts scattered all over the place, right? And you have mechanics walking around trying to fix your stuff and they can't get to it. If I had a belt, between here and here, then and say around this way, they couldn't get to this, that's going to break down, or you're going to be required to fix it manually every time. You can get around that by building these paths, these platforms to build up around, get into those crevices. But another way to do it is to just get rid of the belts. So we can do that by using dispensers and recycle bins. And I'll show you how to do that when we get there. But because of that, very first thing I'm going to do is research the splitter, which is useful in and of itself. But we can get by selling gloves for the most part right off the bat. Alright, and I did see over here we have a bunch of product that we haven't because it was in the tutorial. So we're going to use the Hoover tool, and this helps you in case you move a device or you need to shut it down. Say I want to shut down and I want to move these belts. Well, if I move this belt, everything on top of it's going to fall to the ground. But I can take the Hoover tool after I move things, I can suck it right back up into my inventory. Just like that. And now we can look at our resources. We have all those plastic blocks and fabric. Let's shut that off. Alright. Now we are, as you can see, completely full up. We need much more space before we can reach the 500 on this order. So, first things first, we're going to shut off the boxer. there's a box inside of it. What this will allow us to do, the boxer will continue to collect product, and it will continue to grow boxes. But let me show you what happens if you let a box out. There's nowhere for that box to go. So it just falls right down. And if you try to hoover it up, it's got nowhere to go. So what we need to do is we need to add shelving. So we can go up to 3 levels, I believe, yeah. And so that will get us right there. So that's 246. That's 60 product per shelf. We need 500. I am not doing that math. Let's just say... oh, there must be a wall there. I don't really like the lighting in this game. It definitely needs work. So we're going to do this many. That should be enough. Right now we have 360, and so adding more than double should be more than enough to continue. And as you can see, we can hoover this up and it'll go right to the shelf. And this has 9 boxes in it. We'll let that out, and it will just start spitting those out. Watch that grow. And this allows us to not stop the production line and continue to generate product. There we go. Alright, so I think that's going to be a good place to cut it right now. It's a nice introduction to Gunsmith. It's a great game. I'm going to let it ride for a little bit, maybe collect some cash, but for now, that's where I'll end it. Hit like, hit subscribe if you want to see more. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment, and I'll talk to you later.